So this is Divyakant Solanki, who has been a photojournalist for 17 years. So Divyakant, can you give us a brief introduction of your career so far?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, hi, Johan. This is Divyakant Solanki. I work as a photojournalist in a European press photo agency right now. It's an international wire agency based in Frankfurt, Germany. And before that, I used to work with Business Standard. It's a leading business newspaper in India. I worked for 5 years in Mumbai, and before that, 2 years in Ahmedabad for the same organization. So yeah, and my qualification is I'm a diploma in computer engineering, but then turned to be a photographer.
All right. So why did you choose photography and how did you fall into photojournalism?
Okay, so photography was like, I when I finished my diploma and I was looking for a job and I had a love for photography and there was an opening in a newspaper and I'm a self-learned photographer and that time I need money. But if you compare the engineering things and photography, both are different. But photography was my love and my passion. So first, I gave my priorities. If I got a job somewhere as a photographer, then I'll choose that. And luckily, there was a vacancy in Business Standard, Ahmedabad edition, and I applied and gave my some of the photos, and luckily I got the job there,
All right.
and
So
then it
where do
all
you think?
started.
Okay, sorry. Okay, cool. So where do you think students and yes, where do you think students can learn and develop their skills? Yeah.
So actually, I'm a self-learned photographer, and I learn mostly because my elder brother he also worked with the news agency, and he's a self-taught photographer. And from him, I learn and I do R&D and make error and rectified it and everything. So yeah, that time there was no school, no institutes, nothing where we can approach and do a proper qualified photojournalism course. But currently, there are a few colleges, like, at private institutes like Udan, JJ, School of Arts, and plenty of other private, you can say, organization who can teach you basic photography, but earlier it was not there. So yes, and if you do mass media, then they have a course on a basic photography, but not elaborated, very basic course on photography. So yeah, if someone wants to learn, they can join this mass media or Udan or JJ School of Fine Arts.
All right. So what guidance do you have for students who are looking to pursue a career in photojournalism today?
Okay, so basically, if someone wants to do a photojournalism, first of all, he needs to be a photographer because if he doesn't know how to operate the camera and things, then it will become more difficult for him to be a photographer. And if he's not a photographer, then he can't be a photojournalist because things. Uh, Photojournalism is very different thing than a photographer. A normal photographer can shoot any random thing. He doesn't want, he don't have to think before clicking. But as a photojournalist, you have to be very quick, you have to be sharp, you have to be intelligent, you have to think what your organization, your paper, or your wire agency wants. You want to check what photo you can click and show to the world next day in the morning. So the news happening. You have to keep all these things in mind, and then you have to shoot. So for photojournalists, it's quite difficult because if you don't understand the news, what is happening, you can't shoot properly. You will shoot random pictures which is not related to the news, and it is not worth. So yeah, you have to understand the news, what is happening, and then
All right.
according to that you can shoot.
All right. Okay, so what do you think is the future of photojournalism today?
Right now, it is actually dying sadly because right now everything is online. People want to see more of video than still photos. Uh, if you are aware, because of this COVID-19 coronavirus lockdown and everything, most of the papers have closed their edition because printing is not done. No newspapers are there. They are making losses, and first they sack someone, then it is a photographer. So actually, the photography world is dying. Either you have to be like multi-talented, you have to shoot pictures, if you can shoot videos as well, if you can edit them as well, if you can represent and write a story article as well, then yes, you are in the field. But if you just uh, remain as a photographer, then there is no chance. I mean, because most of the big brand are closing their edition. So yeah, I won't suggest someone if they want to become a photojournalist. You should be more passionate about the photography rather than about money. Then
All
only
right.
you can survive.
Okay. Okay. So thank you, Divyakant, and thank you so much for your time. And good luck
Yeah,
on your
thank
work.
you. Nice meeting you. Thank you. Bye.